things I keep up with.
Oh yeah, because that can probably be
That's recording right now, so.
Behind us, it's also the agenda. You guys can see it.
If you want to do it that way, we can turn the broadcast and turn it that way.
Yeah, we can also.
That's fine. This is fine.
So, do you guys want to go around and introduce yourself again? So, who are you and which term are you from? This is just for everyone.
Roundtable, go.
Roundtable. What's your name? Which term are you in?
Hi, Trixie, term 4.
Natalie, term 2.
Kyle, term 2.
Vanessa, term 8.
Pamela, term 8.
Sabrina, term 1.
Patricia, turn 2.
Awesome. It's good representation so far. Because some other people are in class. All right, so this is our March meeting. My name is Pam. I'm the chair for this meeting. We are going to go over a couple agenda items, which will be posted after the meeting as well with the meeting minutes. First, we're going to go over a recap. So, what have we done for this term?
I think we should so I can take minutes on.
Let's turn around. Let's walk the camera.
Right. Turn.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just so like I can, she can go off of the computer and then I can also like, so I can take the minutes.
Camera, it's 10 times.
Hey, what about I use that to talk and then you can use my laptop too?
Why don't I just take minutes here?
Then they don't know what's going on with the agenda.
Yeah, like the rest of them can see the agenda.
Or why don't I just add to that? Could you post a shareable link to the agenda on? It's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sure. Confused.
That's a new job. Alright, so first on January, February, and March, we did have a bake sale, anti-bullying poster, which is during the anti-bullying week. We also had a rural nursing seminar featuring Angela and Mitchell. We also had a one match, stem cell collecting database event with the Canadian Blood Services. Did you guys get to attend any of those event training practice? I think I would met some of you guys during the events, right? Yeah, you were here after class, and then we had a big sale. It was in the foyer. Pretty good turnout. I think first we're gonna go over the big sale. It was and we have one big sale per term for now, and our focus is to fundraise for sending students to the conference, which is coming up in November of this year, later on in Edmonton. We made about $20.
That was 308.
308 from the base sale. And the cost, we have a bank account for CNSA. So we give that money to Jeannie to deposit their account. And during that time, this is during anti-bullying week, we also had a poster created by Trixie. It's posted by the nursing students, sync images that are outside there. The poster is not really completed yet, so feel free to grab them, bring it to your class, or have your friends while waiting for class around that area to actually write on the poster, because we want to try to fill it. Yeah. Any ideas that you can put on it, including friendly messages about anti-bullying campaign and anti-bullying in the nursing profession or in general. Rural nursing, from feedback from who attended, how did you think about that? It was about an hour long, and then it was video recorded. Kyle was there as well, Patricia was there. Asked good questions, he had a couple good questions there. And then we posted a link after on Facebook to the video. Sorry. how do you guys think about that?
I think it was a really good event. Yeah, there's a lot of people had some really honest questions that got very straightforward answers, and it was very effective for a lot of the people on my term that actually want to go rural. That's what they're planning on doing with nursing, but couldn't attend. The video was also a huge benefit for them.
That's great. Yeah, I think personally, I think it's really informative because they actually went to my class and they did it again here, and hearing it for the second time, it kind of just keep the idea in your head and saying like, hey, this is an option. And yeah, I really like that. Compared to the previous seminar that we have done with CNSA, it's a smaller scale. We have around 15 to 20 attendees that day, and people just come and go. We had a couple faculty members as well. I think Surajini and Pyramida. They came in and they swapped an hour and an hour. So yeah, my match event was in February as well. We had about, how many did we have?
For one match?
Yeah, 30, right? Okay, yeah, well, that's what it says here. Sorry, we have 30 students that signed up, so to be paired in the database, that's actually pretty good in terms of the goal, because originally that lady that comes in, the volunteering coordinator, she was aiming for 25. And we were aiming for 50. Huh?
She told me 60, but I guess 25. She changed her goal.
I don't know. So you guys did really good, and then it was it was kind of hard to recruit people because this is different than blood typing. You actually have to explain what exactly stem cells are for. Yeah, and then what do you mean by you'll get contacted and we take a bone marrow and all that stuff. You kind of have to like in depth and explain to them. So yeah, if we want to continue to work with them, pair up with them, and have another event. One suggestion here is to have another one in fall because there aren't too many students in the summer. I think it's really good that we're partnering up with them, community blood services. Even though we just do typing or one match, they're pretty good names out there. Yeah. Do you guys have anything that you want to add in regards to this term? How do you guys find it so far? In terms of like campus activities, do you want more? Do you want to hear from us less? Or
One thing that Natalie and I were talking about earlier is that coming in as new nursing students into this kind of group, it would be a little bit more beneficial if there were kind of predetermined roles that we could fill out that are just like small responsibilities that we kind of work our way into. Because kind of like coming in and being a bystander and trying to figure out what's going on and stuff, it takes a little bit more initiative, whereas you could probably recruit more people if you're like for the bake sale, it's like if you can bake, you can bring stuff, but if there was like small roles that like we need people for this, and you can do that, it might make it a little bit easier to get.
We looked into roles before.
Just do it.
It didn't work very well because there was like roles that were filled.
Yeah.
There's also like the commitment because you don't like how long will the commitment would be? Like would it just be a term and then we have to get more people for the next term? Or if it's a year, then like there's people that have other stuff going on in their terms. Like can't take on the role.
It's kind of tough with the roles because we've had it and we trialed it, and then people. That's why we're kind of more on more laid back now. Like, oh yeah, like if you want to get volunteer, do this. But I do agree that we should have specified rules in general. Maybe not like. And for each event, like especially the bake, so it's easier. Like, okay, who wants to bake? Who wants to sell? That's right. But like in terms of like internal roles with the club, it's a bit harder because you've had people like be on donation duty, right? And they don't necessarily want to do and ask people for donations the whole year round, right? It's just tough.
Yeah.
So we kind of each major thing that comes out, we kind of okay, well, this time around, who wants to take on the role of asking for donations, or who wants to take the role on of coordinating big sales. So we kind of rotate it so you don't get tired of the two. But I do understand that coming from, like if you're new to this and you're like, okay, so what am I supposed to do exactly? It's kind of like fuzzy and yeah, it's tough. So maybe we could try it out again. I mean, it's also with the people too, right? It depends who's involved each term or each year. So Yeah.
People come and go like every day.
Yeah, and that's why we've kind of been like, okay, you wanna volunteer for one thing, that's fine. You wanna volunteer for 5 things, that's also fine. It's just people come and go and it's hard to establish or like hassle them because, you know, it is a volunteer thing. It's not like
Yeah.
you're signing a contract like, and you're getting paid for it. So it's hard to kind of be like, hey, remember you signed up to be this? Kind of need you right now, right? So, yeah.
Probably look into that and see like the plan for next term and maybe next year after we leave and then see what the team actually needs in terms like internally, like what kind of goals do we need? Because Vanessa and I are probably we're leaving soon, so
Yeah.
just probably one more term with you guys.
I have a question about
Yeah.
that. How did the other schools deal with that? Are they in the same boat?
They don't have goals.
Actually, they don't really have goals. I think in terms of Lower Mainland and BC, we are probably one of the most established.
Even like nationally.
Nationally,
Oh, yeah, I think we're
we're
definitely up there.
much better chapter us and.
So, the only rules that I've seen from schools is just like the associate delegate and then official delegate. In terms of
Yeah,
the school, I
that's-
mean, it's up to you guys, it's up to, yeah, each school's discretion to be like, oh, you wanna do internal affairs or external. But it's like, CNSA is still kind of new with some schools, so it's hard to kind of establish those kinds of things.
Do you guys have suggestions for like rules that you want to like suggest as us having?
I think it was more like sometimes it feels like people plan things and then it's like, you know, I guess you don't feel like you're as involved in like, you people are like, okay, we're doing this, and you're like, oh, how do I get involved in that? But it seems like it's kind of set already, and yeah, it's kind of.
Well, we usually like, we bring them up at the meetings and like, I feel like we always put it out there, like, oh, like we have all of these things that we want to do. Like, does anyone want to take it on? But like, nobody ever takes them. So we end up having to do them.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to take it, like, they're welcome to, and I've like tried pushing people to do stuff, but they just, it's a lot to take on.
Like in our last meeting that we posted, you could literally ask us like, you could literally watch the video like, okay, does anyone do intern event? And it's quiet, no one wants to do it, and it's like, okay, I guess I'll do it, like, do you know what I mean? It's just, we put it out there, but no one ever wants to take the initiative, so it's kind of hard to be like, you do that too, right? It's kind of, it's difficult for sure. But I don't know, maybe sometimes that might be the best thing to do. Just be like, hey, do you mind doing this, like, for us? And then like, we'll help you if you need help, but it's hard to just decide.
I mean, that's something we can discuss during the break too, like, what do you guys want starting the summer, and then we can see how it goes. With the new recruits and people from the lower term, because now we have K1s and 2s right now, and see how we can fit it into a bigger picture. Because we're like, the 7, 8, 9s they're leaving soon, so their roles has to be passed down, and we'll see how we will talk about that as well. And yes, the next one we'll move on to POD meeting. So POD stands for Program Operation and Development Meeting Committee. It's a committee formed by a bunch of faculty members. They have representatives from each term, and then they just have a monthly meeting, and they sometimes have students representatives like from CNSA and from CRBC and SAM. So they talk about the programs and evaluate that kind of little thing. So this past meeting, it was yesterday, got it like 2 for 2 hours. Most of the stuff they talk about, I don't really know how much I can tell you guys about it, but because the meeting was so long, it's like involved with a bunch of discussion, and they want to maybe change the policy or change up the guidelines, the program guidelines in terms of like PSF handbooks and stuff, and then it spikes up a bunch of this discussion. They talk about, one student brought in suggestions to have a sample paper to see how it might benefit students' body, as in like writing essay as a new nursing students. So there was another discussion right for 20 minutes and blah, blah, blah. So if you guys are interested, each meeting we can send 2 students there. Ideally, it will be one exec and 2 students from CNSA. It doesn't have to be like, doesn't matter who we are. Yeah, just representative from CNSA with your perspective as a student and CNSA member, or yeah. And if you guys are interested, we'll keep you guys posted with dates. They don't have one in April, but they'll have one in May. So we'll keep you guys posted. If you guys are interested, if we attend.
If you're interested now, let us know.
Yeah, I like that. I think
This is open to all students.
it's open to students, yeah.
Yeah, if you have
I
advice.
think I would be a good fit for that.
Yeah, sometimes people they bring in their questions or concerns from their term. They just go directly into it as in like, oh, concern for construction for that term, or I don't know how this is structured, maybe it could be better this way, blah, blah, blah. They just bring it up there.
It's also just good to sit in on these meetings to actually,
So professional.
it's also good to sit in on these meetings and just hearing how they kind of run things in school. I mean, like, it's so easy for us to be in student positions to basically whine and complain about the program, because I do a lot of it, I'll be honest. But like, to actually see how much, like the process and like how many steps you actually have to take in order for action to be, to see some action is kind of like, is pretty crazy, because this last POD meeting, and you have to consistently go to these to know what's going on in the previous meeting and then what's gonna be happening in the next meeting. Otherwise, if you go to one meeting, it's kind of like, oh, they talked about this last time, oh, I wasn't here last time, so you don't really get the context of the problem or what was discussed, because even though they have the minutes out, they did not necessarily like put everything in the minutes, right? So it's good to kind of go to these meetings, just to see what the teachers have to say to you and the profs, so it's quite interesting, actually.
Especially for those students who complain a lot about the program, I think it's really beneficial for them to go, because you will feel really, I don't know, appreciative by your instructors, because they actually work as a team and trying their very best to help you guys in terms of like making changes and implement them as soon as possible. Even though we are by intake, 2 intakes per year, they will try to implement them as soon as they can. So
Exactly.
it's really good. You will see how you're really actively taking voices from the student, and that's when that happens. Like that's where it happens, right? Get your voice carried up to the
It's
higher level.
easier said than done, so why don't you just.
Yeah.
And I'm interested.
That would be good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, it's up for anyone, it's honestly like, and you can go how many.
May, June, July.
No, it doesn't even, like, you can all go, it's just like whoever, we just have to tell them because it's sent on the agenda in the meeting minutes, so. Now you have to go.
Yeah.
That's okay, but thanks for coming.
Thanks for sharing the scoop.
No problem.
The rest of the week as well.
We'll send an email on next time, hey.
Well, let us know if you have any questions regarding the meeting, I think following our. Langara Virginal Nursing Committees, for April 20th.
I think that's a new committee because.
That's a new committee. That's just-
Oh, Michelle's students in charge, she's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, she just started it, their first meeting is April 20th, if you want to attend, you just have to email her. It's gonna be here at school, it's during our break though, so I don't know
Oh, okay.
really who guys are.
Yeah, the meeting is set up, April 20th from 12:30 to 2:30 in room A253. If interested, contact Michelle Sue at fsue@langara.bc.ca.
Well, if we can't go, because we're not here, or something else, can it be, taped or something?
Oh, it's not up to us, it's up to, you can email Michelle for about
and
that, yes.
ask her regarding that.
Just email her and let her know that you're gonna come, but you're interested in the committee, and you can probably attend another meeting.
Yeah,
Just to see what it's about.
the number one thing is to email her so she can have you in her emailing list. Same with like the plotter, we just wanna know who, so even though you don't necessarily wanna go to the next meeting, you wanna go to next other meetings, at least Michelle has you on the emailing list, so you get the agenda, you get the meeting minutes and whatnot, otherwise it's, newsletter, okay, none of them are here.
I think Andrew wrote this all out before.
Yeah, so
And the pink stuff.
unfortunately, newsletter, we don't have any pictures from one match. Yeah, I think the coordinator didn't have it, we didn't take them.
Update, I ran into Celine and she's aware.
It's really good charting here.
That's really good charting.
Yeah.
Good job, Andrew.
So, for the next newsletter, we're trying to have Mitch, Snap, and Jean, or faculty to send in anything from them, and we can have the revision maybe by April.
Okay, that looks good. Good for Andrew.
Andrew's doing a lot, actually.
Yeah.
All like in the background.
Really, really, really good with the newsletter, because they're really nice and colorful, and they look really presentable to anyone. Content including So we have a couple pieces, I think they still have some in their pocket in terms of like writings and stuff. We have some pieces from Term 6 instructor Karen Collins, Canadian Blood Services, and one match event, Dinty Bowling Week, and Tamara with her little blurb about the national conference. So the write-up is submitted. We'll put this in the meeting minutes as well. Actually, no.
I'll put the link in the meeting minutes.
Yeah, so all the newsletters are, we print them out and then we post them on the web board and we send it to Michelle Rocha and ask her kindly to post it on the web board for students. So they have the electronic copy and then we have the paper copies by the Nursing Simulations Center. I can see that. By the Nursing Simulations Center, right beside the table, you post it, it's right there. Do you guys have any questions regarding to the newsletter? So right now we have 2, 3 students that works on it.
It's just 2.
Yeah.
It's just actually some of the stuff.
Are they said they want to pass down?
No,
You can continue to do it, right?
Yeah, they're doing okay so far because Andrew's just been getting all of the information.
Yeah.
And then Arvin usually puts it together.
Visual, yeah.
Yeah, and then they always put it out at the end of the term. Goes out, have you guys seen it? It goes through the D2L.
Yeah.
And it gets sent to you guys. And then you probably wanted to see it yet, but you go this semester.
Yeah.
But we also post it on our Facebook.
So I can pull out sample one later on. Alright. Next event is probably the closest one, end of term event. I still don't have anyone to work with me yet. I put Mary and Ashley here just because Ashley is starting to consider taking the roles, but because no one really stepped up and I couldn't do it.
I saw posters around that Fortune Sound Club were advertising, like, if you want to organize a school event thing, contact blah, blah, at blah, blah, and I was thinking about doing that, but I don't know if we want to do club
Because we
or.
don't really have any ideas right now, except for just clubs and like we don't have any other events planned. I think if no one stepped up to actually take on the role for this, then clubbing would be the easiest one to.
Or like, just like an informal thing, and just, maybe not necessarily organizing something formal, but like even just saying like, hey, you know, we have a bunch of students getting off this day, or this is the last day of exams, could you cut us a deal for, you know, drinks, not necessarily a club, we can go to like a pub or like, I don't know what restaurant will do, but like a social, kind of social, like a social housing, yeah, like a lounge area kind of thing.
This last time during our last meeting on Google Hangout, we kind of talked about ideas as in like what kind of events we could have. And there's a list of places that we could possibly contact.
And we don't want to exclude people either,
Yeah.
because they don't want to necessarily drink or do something, so we're thinking about, there's a good restaurant that has board games.
I was thinking, actually, the 131 Water Street, you know, like they have like a whole upstairs that you can actually book. And they have, no. It's actually called 131.
Oh, really? Isn't that nice?
No, it's not. And then they have like pool and they have board games and stuff you can play as well. But it's also, you can like have drinks there. So, that might be something. I'll email them and let you ask.
I know it's people of fabric. Actually, no, it's not people of fabric.
No, fabric's on my A&M, I think. No, fabric is, anyways, besides the point, this is
So,
count.
we definitely need to find a person to talk about it in the events, possibly as soon as possible. Yeah, as soon as possible.
How many people attended the last one?
Last time we had bowling, but it was kind of far. So it was 30 people.
No, we have quite a bit.
Isn't it near the SkyTrain?
Yeah.
It is.
So it was like,
That's why I thought it was a really good thing, that it would be right at the SkyTrain. Was it?
It's
too
accessible at the same time, it's like not because it's in a really far area that not everyone lives in. But it is like not because, I'm not saying like there's no access to public transportation, which is great,
Which is
because
far.
which is far, people don't really want to go, so.
So if a bunch of people coming from Richmond or Canada line along the line, it's kind of hard that they have to transfer.
Yeah.
To keep that train here, so So.
Do you guys remember how many people were at the time?
Oh, a lot, because I had to refund a lot of people, and I was one refunding people. So there was At least, yeah, like close to 70 people coming. But I refunded about 50 people,
Yeah. Because a
people
lot
worth
of
the money. And I didn't even
things-
have enough money too. I think I had to borrow money from people and then get change for $5 bills because I had to refund people. It was just a bad situation. This is a bad situation.
Well, the
Or no.
Ugh.
So
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not important anymore.
So the previous time we
I'll
had
explain it to you after. It's just-
Okay.
they just-
Foley
they
and
just messed up a little bit in the restaurant.
Is this a, the UBC pub?
No, it's over in downtown.
Okay.
Oh, it's a pine, yeah, the pit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Hit nights on Wednesdays.
Cameron, you would actually gonna plan it, like, or at least like be in charge of it so they can like be like, hey, are you guys looking into the stuff, like?
Well, I don't know if you'd like this, maybe for a low-key moment, but there's the new Cinemaplex that's open on Canby Marine, the new gateway.
Yeah.
And the VIP with the Lazy Boy,
Probably
chair
a minimum
seats.
of $30, right?
It's quite expensive,
It is
that's the only
expensive,
thing
yeah.
too.
So I want to.
That would not be an official.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I think for movies, we can, that's one option, and also there's also other Cineplex movie theaters.
Oh, yeah, it's not just the one, it's a
Just
regular.
find the theaters, have movie nights. And another thing I want to bring up is, do you guys want to collaborate with other schools?
Once a year, maybe?
So probably not in video, right? Maybe sometime later in the summer.
It could be.
I just thought that we can contact other people if they have stuff, we can add it to theirs, or we can just quickly form something together.
I feel like we should just plan it and then just like send me in, like, hey, we're doing this.
It's easier if we as a school plan it and then we like send, it's hard to collaborate with people from other school. Just cause like even group projects, it's like you're done your part, but you're waiting for your partner to finish and it's like, okay, what am I gonna do now?
So this time we can like openly invite other people as well.
I think if you would do that for me, I would plan it as in the end of August or whatever, middle of August beach thing.
Yeah, we
That way, if it doesn't work out, you're still good with your own.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
That's good. I think we tried that last summer too. Yeah, for dodgeball tournament, sorry, the next item is dodgeball tournament. It was brought up as an idea for fundraiser by Ashley Bell. She's not here today,
She said to just let you guys know that she can't plan anything until we get the gym. You just have to choose a date. Once that's figured out, then she can start planning it, but until then, she can't do anything.
For Langara, it's, the gym is not an option when there's no instructors there. Because, they need a facility attendant at all times to have the access to the gym. So even though there's a security there, the door, they can't, allow us to be there. It has to be an instructor.
I thought they had like, I thought they had like students that were.
Yeah, the students have to be instructor.
An instructor or specifically the phys ed instructors?
Any instructor, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to clarify that. They said faculty members. So, usually it's athletic people, they have the office right there, so they're kind of assuming that they will be there. But it's the off seasons for basketball. So, I think there's one in the, I don't know.
I'll be in the corner.
So I think we need to secure a gym, which if we want to do, we can have this, it's an option.
Okay, so we need to look into other gyms.
Okay. Let's do that. What's the next one? National versus nursing.
Does someone want to look into another gym? No.
Like one, two.
Yeah, we just need like a little gym.
I can keep looking for the gym as well.
There's also Sunset, I mean, it's.
Don't like any other jobs.
Yeah, once, if you guys want to keep asking for the gym, how much it is.
Does it matter what size or just a standard gym?
I would say like just rent out, ideally, maybe just one basketball court.
Okay.
You know, like that rectangular shape. I think that's how you divide it in half of that. So I think even high school gym, elementary school gym might work. But for all the schools, we have to have an instructor, school teacher as well.
I think they'll say that for Vancouver School Board as well.
Yeah.
They might impose some.
And then for Vancouver, parks and recreation, you just have to pay for it. Yeah, National Nursing League, we will you'll need a head coordinator as well. This is a big event. It's a week long.
And don't be scared by the term like head coordinator, because all you do is you're making sure everyone's doing their stuff. So like you're just organizing to ensure that things are getting done. You're not actually doing most of the work. Yeah, like you're just being like, so for like the people that are coordinating like free David's tea, you're just like gonna call them and be like, hey, do you guys like done your stuff with him? Things like that.
What happens during nursing week?
So nursing week is a week long event. Go ahead.
I'll call you back. Yeah, it's a week-long event. It's just to like recognize nurses. So this time we're planning on doing, if you guys have seen like the Langara and their Valentine's Day one, they did for instructors. They had like instructors read nice tweets about them from students, and it was like just a video. It was pretty cute. So like Vanessa suggested, we wanted to do that. And then we always do free tea, free cake. I don't know if we're doing free cake this time, but we might.
Depends on the person who wants to kind of organize it, like what exactly they want.
We could do free cake.
Yeah.
You guys want to?
So does that mean David's tea, they'll bring it over here, or
So
you
for
have to go there? Like, just-
We don't know that yet, but we don't know.
Every year, David's Tea does offer free tea.
They are on May 12th, right?
Yeah, on a day, yeah, for nurses. But whether we wanna have that is up to the person coordinating it. Like we did for National Nurses.
So most of the details, we don't know what's going on yet, just suggestion here that what we can do, and then we will need one person to kind of find the teams and talk about the next stuff. So it's just like, it's not always gonna be Trixie's job, everyone just reports to her, and in terms like later on for the delegates, it'll be lighter loads for them. You guys are interested? For July, there's gonna be a first mention learning event.
Sorry, just on like the national nurses,
Oh, sorry.
we just need to start coordinating it because it's like the second week of classes. So we
Pretty
need
much
to,
right after the break.
yeah. So it's like you kind of have to plan a little bit in the break. I just need like to figure out, we just need to figure out who's going
I don't know if I'm gonna be here or not. but that's
Yeah, Ham and I are starting our
Because it's either, yeah, for term 9 for Sunday, it's either we're gonna be next year for day shift, which is probably never be here.
4 days
all
on,
campus.
4 days off.
So I can
This
only
is why
find
we're
time
having
for
our days soon.
So like,
Are you leaving the lower mainland? So all of the preceptorships are in the lower mainland?
Not
Yeah.
necessarily, if you
You
want
can
to
ask
go
for
elsewhere, you can ask for anyone in Canada.
I'm staying here, so.
like Conrad and I will do it if like nobody wants to do it, but if someone else wants to do it as well. Or just be in a part of it, like, oh, I wanna take on the nurses video tweets. Like that part of it, like just be like, okay, I'm gonna like take it on, but it's like, you can ask us for help as well, but it's just like having the specific rules for people. Like, oh, I'm gonna go look into seeing if we can get the free David's tea. Or like, I can go in and see if we can get free cake, or like, see how much cake is at like Costco and like try to coordinate that.
Yeah.
Just things like that that we need to get done.
Yeah, there's gonna be a big role, little roles, and.
Yeah. So if any of you wanna do stuff, just put yourself out there.
I'm interested in helping out, I still don't really understand what goes on.
Like,
Like,
goes
like,
on. That's okay, we just, I can chat with you individually regarding to that, and then you can decide what's the best for you in terms of your time and commitment.
I think it would be good for us newbies, because I wasn't here last May,
Yeah,
to see.
To see what exactly
what
is
goes
going
on. Yeah.
for sure. I'm gonna put a star after this, because I think it's one of the bigger events, and we can definitely talk about that. Yeah, so I think there's gonna be questions for the nursing student, National Nursing Week. And, I'm open to have a smaller meeting for that, say if people are interested and just wanting to learn more about it, just for that week, we can have maybe like a lunch or lunch and learn on that. Yeah. This is kind of like a 4-day long type of event. Yeah. For July, I'm excited on July 1st, lunch and learn.
So first is a NCLEX prep. Thing. So they're really, like, all the NCLEX people, they have so much money that they're like willing to throw on lunch and learns where they have like seminars and they talk about their product, but they also provide lunch for the students. And then it's like for graduate students, they're looking to add a little extra studying stuff to their stuff. They can go and watch it too. But everyone's always obviously welcome to go.
Do we have a date for this?
No.
No, so it's for us to plan or?
Yeah, it's for us to plan.
Us to
They
plan.
will get back to us.
So to plan this, it's actually really simple. We
Yeah,
have a
just call
contact already, we just have to email them like, hey, like, we're hoping to throw one at this time. And like, see how they are. We talked to Hearst at the national conference and they want to do a webinar, so they're not even going to be here, they're just going to be on the screen. So all we have to do is book the room, email them, coordinate what time, and then they'll provide pizza as well. So you'll have to just like talk to the downstairs people and get the pizza, that's it. That's the whole planning to it. So if someone wants to take that on, you can as well.
Yeah, Kyle! First.
So we'll pass on the items to you, like, who's the person to contact for the pizza. person. I'm just putting it in here so we can go back later on. Yeah, it's, I think usually Harris's, you will target every student's learning term, but the most beneficial term will be the next graduating student. Because that's 9 and 8. Because that will be 9 and 8. So you'll probably get a lot of students there. Maybe we're planning on having a specialty speed dating event. This is kind of like learning about nursing specialty. Last year we had a specialty panel, which we had speakers that comes in and talk about what their specialty is like, how did it get there, and etc. I think special speed dating is occurring in a smaller setting, right?
Did you get the email or on the nurse board that someone else was doing it?
Someone else is doing it,
And then they invited
It was UBC.
the UC or
Of their sorority there.
They're doing specialty nursing.
Oh, yeah, it's a nurse's story, yeah.
But there was this $30 entry, and it was very specific. All the specialties were within research.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do more of a variety than that.
Yeah, we didn't charge anything, did we?
We did what?
We didn't charge for our.
The specialty panel we did
Yeah.
It was like the talk that we had, and we invited students from every school, all the students, and we had a really good turnout.
Lots of different schools came.
Lots of different schools. So it was like a mini conference for.
I was gonna bring this up to you guys because I was like, the specialty speed dating is good because you get like a better, like you have a chance to talk to them. You'll be in groups, but there'll be one person you can ask your questions and then you just go around the table. But the thing about it is that we won't be able to have as many people if we do that versus having like a panel. So I was gonna ask if you guys wanted to do that or just do the panel again.
I would say the smaller ones.
If you guys have any input.
I know, I feel like we kind of set the bar right now. We had so many people coming, we didn't even know that we had that many people.
Yeah, we took the bar too high.
It's not to toot our
We
own
had a
horn,
hundred
but
students from 2 different schools for that last time.
The speed dating, how long would it be? How much time do you have with each specialty?
10 to 15 minutes.
and 15 tops.
We poured it and they.
I mean, it would be good if there was a way of combining both. Like doing, like, because usually most of it's gonna be they giving us the information. And then there's always the interaction, so it's beneficial to do some sort of mixture.
It's too hard, unfortunately, like it would be too hard to do both. That's why we have to just like choose one or the other. Because I don't know how we go about doing both at the same time.
Because it'd be a huge.
I really enjoyed the panel last year, I have to say. The panel that we had, it was very informative. You could ask a few questions. We did manage to grab a few of us, two that you were interested in talking, just getting a little bit more information.
We could even do it like, because I feel it's very effective with the rural nursing when there's questions already. So if we could have people submit their questions and then give it to those nurses so that in their speech, they can address them as well.
That's a good idea. It's really good idea.
So do you want to do the panel instead? So that we can have more people?
Another way would be science fair style, we just walk around the room.
Yeah,
Kind of like a recruitment fair, they can have there, they can have their own little station, you come and go, you go to the one that interests you, and you grab materials from them.
The only part about that worries me is that like the people, there's obviously like the specialties that people are not as interested in versus like emergency, whatever, and like to bring the nurses in and then them not having as much attention as the rest of them, it like looks bad, and yeah.
That way, I mean, the same can happen with speed dating, if you're not interested in.
No, you have to, you have
we have
to,
to move this here.
yeah.
I would still think the panel will be ready, even if you get not questions. We know, right, because we're the ones receiving them, we're the middleman in it, right? So we can even make up questions ourselves,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's something that we can control. I know what your concern is, and like, I get it, but I just think we could be more, it'd be more open receptive event, rather than limiting 50 people to be at this event. And I mean, that also works out better because we don't have to plan, like, do crazy amounts of planning.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, it depends now, it depends, like, they're two different things, completely different things, so now it depends if we wanna be
How big do we
more
want
open and like invite more people, and or we wanna be like small, intimate, but be concise, and those who attend will actually have the most benefit out of it, or get the most benefit out of it.
It sounds like a panel would be better.
Yeah, because that's the venue where you can disseminate the most information.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
We can do it again.
if you can allow for more question and answer time versus last time.
I think we'll do that, I would love question and answer.
And,
to, with that, I'd be really interested in helping.
yeah,
And myself as well.
We can work on it together.
so we can go to both.
You guys can work on it with us too, 'cause it's a big.
That's a big one, yeah.
We can get people to vote for
Yeah.
the specialty that they want to know.
There are lots of rules in this.
Yeah.
Food,
Because
food is always itself a challenge, okay? Trixie and Ashton and I have never made acne sandwiches in our life.
We worked for like 9 hours straight just making sandwiches and like fruit salad and like.
And you guys did this in your homes, or could you rent a?
No,
a small
So we
place?
sit in our homes,
Yeah.
we had to carry all these sandwiches, I had to put them all in my freaking fridge, and it was like a
Well, the
whirlwind.
budget was controlled.
It was
It was under the budget, so probably the best.
We may want to charge for it though, like maybe like something, a couple of dollars.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
Or you
yeah,
can say donation.
by donation, minimum
By donation.
I think by donation is the best thing to do, because then I don't wanna put a price on it, people will be like, oh, $1, even if it's like $1, they're like, nah. I think by donation would be nice, and see like,
We tried that last year, though, we had that donation thing, it did really help, so if we do like by donation by at least like $1, $2, whatever.
yeah, minimum donation will only be.
donation by
Was
the
a donation thing?
We had it at like a registration, but like nobody really donated at all, so.
I think if you want by donation to entry, it's at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to lock it by the door.
Oh, like register before, but if you're last minute, then
Yeah.
we'll charge you. Okay, that's not bad.
1:15, we have 15 minutes, we just kind of like want to get over it, but as in, community service, this is an announcement that there are just, block off events starting soon as in registration. There's a bunch of summer events that you can. Do you create a profile or how about now?
So, you create, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to it.
Oh, you are?
That's not
Or which one?
the summer.
Sunrun, there you go, yeah, there's Sunrun, BMO Run.
They have tons, but they have very limited spots, so it's honestly first come, first served. They send out emails as soon as they post it though. So if you wanna get involved, sign up and then be on the list. They also need a criminal records check now, so you have to get that done, but it's free of charge because they go through them. And then you're good to go. It's a really good experience. Like it's completely different than anything you do in nursing school or in a hospital. And it's just like,
You
it's,
meet people there too.
yeah, everyone's volunteers.
What is it?
It's, they're a medical team
So
that,
they're like a medical recruitment team for most of the major events that happens year round. So in the summer is where all the outdoor events are hosting. So Rock Dock is a event, I think they coordinate the teams for volunteers and stuff. So you create an account, you go with them, and then they put you at the station for volunteering as first aider or floater, medical floater.
there's also like the people, you or like the summer, you might be at a pod along the run. So you're just watching for people that are dehydrated or like they push themselves too hard to collapse.
Yeah. So like using a medical audit, we want to encourage students to participate in their community more as in like servicing the communities as nursing students, and it kind of builds towards your networking and your professional resume as well. So start early in the term so we don't have to do it in term 7, 8, or 9. Just try to make your percentage resume looks good because it's always better to start earlier. Yeah.
Oh, did you? All the people like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the spots got filled up.
But I was wondering regarding to like CNSA as in like, when we say community services, how can CNSA Langara benefit from that by sending a bunch of students up? Because it's mostly like when I look at the rock doc thing, it's kind of individual. How can we do it as a group? Like, I don't know if you guys have any suggestions, like, what can we do as a group? I know that like you're a nursing partner up with the Canadian Heart and Stroke Foundation, because they keep on sending students to the home improvement show or something in the fall to do blood pressure check. That's the only thing that I know about their volunteering opportunities, but I don't know as a CNSA as a whole, like how do we put our names out there and say, hey, they actually contribute a lot.
The only thing to do is to actually bring your information and go to each, even if it's a non-sporting event, cultural event that happens, there are lots happening through Vancouver Parks or through the city itself, especially in waterfront with the, oh my God, for the Olympic, whatever, can't remember the name. And a lot of it happening there, so even at the, this past New Year's, they had the first Vancouver New Year's that they hadn't had in a while, the free one downtown. There was a paid one, but there was a free one downtown. Things like that, you find out who the organizers are, it's transparent, and you go, here, this is who we are.
But then I think insurance would be, because then we'd all be liable for our practice there, whereas with wrong documents through wrong document. Like, I don't know, if we were to do something different.
That is true, but you have to pay for insurance, so that, I mean, you do it behind the scenes and talk to the organizers and see what is it possible.
Yeah, because that's what we did previously with media, and we sent a bunch of students as a volunteer team, and then we were able to get recognized as a team, as CNSA Langara. And we were able to get one awards for it, a monument for $500. Donation bursary stuff.
It's very much a team thing.
Yeah.
You have to be recognized as yourself.
That's why, I mean, like, I want to recognize individually as well, but as a team, I think it will be a bigger,
It will be,
how do you say it, like, I don't know, echo, like, you know, like, CNSA Langara sending out many students annually.
Yeah, and it also be.
and it becomes kind of like your insurance. Right?
Yeah.
If you go on under, you know, Patricia representing CNSA, you're in trouble. No.
And you're just by yourself, it's so boring, right?
And I would never be able to say, I'm coming from CNSA, like you're, no, but if we go as a group, that's your insurance as well.
Yeah.
It all depends on who you're talking to, they may or may not like that idea.
Yeah.
Because they have their own insurance to deal with and their own feelings.
Yeah, I think we might be exploring that. But yeah, definitely sign up for those because.
Yeah, I can come up with some ideas and I'll do that, I'll come up, draw some ideas on paper and
Community, right?
email somebody, I don't know.
Even with the kids, like even with kids sports day or something like those.
Yeah, and then, there was something that was on the, Venue Park. There's, you know how they always do something for the kids on Venue Park? What is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Which part?
You mean the International Children's Festival?
Yeah. Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah,
Why don't
it's a big long thing.
Which park is that
You know, planetarium.
in? Ontario. For Curie Park?
It's not
Oh,
Curie
I know
Park,
where
it's
it
Venue
is.
Park, it's near
Oh,
planetarium.
Stanley Park.
No, it's
No, no,
not, it's,
Venue Park, it's near the planetarium.
yeah.
Venue,
Oh,
V-A-N-U-E.
no. I have to look into that.
Okay, that's another, I'll just,
I'm
that's
not
another,
familiar with that.
that's another big thing that goes on regularly, it's
Yeah.
been going on for a few years, so
I like that. Organization. So Patricia to look into that, and And I think I brought up, I think Conrad probably is to have a nursing student club room in the new science building. And I don't know, we were tossing up ideas and like, can we have a meeting room or a regular office room that we can store our supplies and pass down our in recognition, you know, volunteers with standing awards or something like frames and stuff. It would be nice to have an office space.
Because the other faculties, they have their own, like the psychology has their own room.
Yeah, and I mean, like, these rooms, there is a bunch of, like, across the hall, there is a nursing office, right? There's a bunch of empty rooms in it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like, I don't know if there's a way that we can apply for one, or talk to Jeannie about it.
That would be at the program development, we could bring that up.
Yeah, so, I think, first I thought we probably don't have authority to do much, but. It's just that we have 2 boxes of t-shirts that's still in one of the faculty sponsors' office, and stuff like that she wants us to get rid of as soon as possible, but we only have a small locker as a club, and just, we want to organize it as well, right? Just,
So when is the building
the
open?
building is open, I think, in fall
Yeah.
this year, so
For September?
yeah, I don't know what the layout looks like right now, so probably apply as well.
We're gonna have a huge nursing.
Like, all the clubs that UBC has a small office.
Yeah, and
They
then you
just
guys
made
are
their own room for it, so I don't know why else you can't give us that.
Yeah.
Because we have a club status at Langara, we're one of the registered club. And in nursing special, in nursing faculty, we are a nursing student organization as well. So I think we should probably get something. Yeah, the last thing is recruitment, so things that we were talking about earlier, having designated roles or having, just maybe help you guys find the best thing to do as in terms of your availability and schedule and your interests.
I think it's also the other topics that we addressed as well, like the ESN that Vanessa was saying, that draws in a big crowd. And I think with, if we could send ourselves as the CNSA of Langara to events, it is something that you can put on your resume. And I think anything that you can get at CNSA that is directly relatable to work experience,
Exactly.
it's something that'll bring in a lot of people.
I think that'll be good. As in using the name, this is so big. It's
Yeah.
Canadians, Canada, international one. At the end, this is the end of the items already, so we pretty much covered most of the stuff in an hour. I can stay here for a bit longer just to talk about what CNSA is for some of you guys, and I'll keep the video on as well so we can record it. For recruitment, yeah, I know I'm really happy to see you guys here from 2002 because we want more students from the cohort. So hopefully you can pass on the words to your friends, bring them to the next meeting if you can, or just have lunch with us. I mean, yeah, and talk about schools and CNSA stuff. I think that's when you get to know more about the organization. But I'll stay here for a bit more. We don't have a meeting in April, but if we need to plan on stuff or anything, we can have it going up or over the air. I don't know. So you guys have to stay true to the actual page and see what's going on. The Facebook page. So if you guys haven't liked it, that's where we disseminate information. What was that? Okay? Yeah. Okay.
Aww, what's that?
What is that?
Thank
You guys, that's a return of favor. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Yay.
Aw.
Yeah, I was like,
You okay?
She okay? I'm just like crawling into a corner and I'm just like, whoa. So, our next meeting could be May or April. We'll stay tuned. I'm down to come out during October. Quick meetings.
Are we, because I know that SNAP sometimes involves themselves in our events, or are we involving ourselves in the next term-to-term meeting?
Oh, for them, as in like collaborating, sorry, not correctly.
Are we sending any CNSA people to it?
Probably we should, but I mean, this term we've been super busy and
Yeah,
we've been
because
working
of-
parallelly. I don't know what my 3 months has been, just like.
Yeah.
I was stuck with like research projects for 3 months.
it's been tough.
You can come up.
Yeah. Now I realize that is just, wow, it's my trick. And then I don't really, yeah, I think we should be sending people over to talk about that. And also the CRMC planning, they had a the ad hoc cap.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking about that to just actually go, but I didn't want to. Yeah. They didn't really give us too much information as well, so. Actively, but.
Yes, I think, like, I see a lot of the parallels and the things that we do.
Yeah, I like the same thing.
Yeah.
Just do it all together. Yeah, I actively, I used to stay here a lot on campus, which I'm calling.
Yeah.
But, what was my blessing to stay there?
And then that's it.
Oh, doesn't matter, we can stop it. I think, do we have people here?
Life. No one's here, so. No. Let's stop
I'm
broadcasting.
offended.
Bye. I'm stopping.